Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, I want to go ahead and I want to talk about two incredibly slept on plays out of the shotgun bunch formation. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, Madden for the last, I'd say, 3 to 5 years has been essentially dominated by the shotgun bunch formation. So, a lot of concepts and a lot of plays that you guys are used to seeing, it's hard for me to break down for you guys because over the course of the last couple years, most of the setups have already come out. So I'm not really able to put, my own unique little spin on such a popular formation like this, just because it's been so good and so popular for so long. Now, this year, one playbook in general has two really unique plays that you don't see in a ton of other playbooks. One of them is actually exclusive to the Cleveland Browns playbook, which is the book that I'm in. So when you go to the shotgun bunch right here, you'll see the play divide. Now that divide play is really good. And the way that I'll go ahead and showcase this to you is I'm going to break down two plays in general in this video. One being spacing switch, and then also divide. Both of those are plays that I'm going to talk about. But just to show you how good this bunch can be, if you look besides that, you have bunch trail, which is a really good play, mesh spot, deep corner, corner strike, verticals. So in total, you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plays, not counting your run. You have legit 7 plays that you can use. In combination with the fact that you are one click to the left away from a really good gun trips tight end, which for those of you guys that aren't familiar with gun trips tight end, it might honestly be the hardest offense in the entire game to stop. So you could really make a great scheme out of this book. Now, I say that because I do think you need route counts. So this is going to be much more of a MUT-based offense, or maybe some of you guys in CFMs. I would prefer to have both my outside receivers being guys that have route counts. Now, is it possible to do it without it? Yes, you would have to manually move players around. I don't know if it becomes the dominant scheme that it should be if you don't have it. So I think this is going to be a tip for you MUT guys, and then also guys that may be playing in CFMs. So let's go ahead and get into it, right? Defensively, I've got the Niners. I'm just going to call random 3-4, right? Not going to worry too much about that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about spacing switch first. So this play is very unique because of the X receiver's route. He's kind of running an inverted hitch, or like an angled hitch route, which is going to do two things. One, it's going to pull down all the zones, which will allow us to throw a post route back to that left-hand side. So, as I mentioned, I would do this with 2 route chems. So my setup would look like this. I'm going to have a hitch being ran by the RB receiver, or I'm going to have RB on a zig. I will do a combination of the two. Both of those work great. Now, hitch will probably be my best bet as a base, because then I'm going to motion out this post route by Dorsett, and I'm going to hike when he's set, or before he's set, excuse me. Now, right away, I want you to see that little angled hitch route. That hitch is different than most because, as you saw, I picked up about 5 yards with a low pass. Whereas, if you see right here, as soon as you see the blitz coming, you know that you're going to be able to throw this. The corner, no matter what he's in, will never make a play. So I have no idea what type of coverage shell this is, but I knew right off the bat that that was going to be wide open. And you see, get the low ball animation, I pick up, looks like 6 yards, maybe 5 after I broke the tackle. So basically, you'll be able to throw that route against almost everything. Now, the other thing that you can do is it's going to be incredibly difficult to blitz you, right? So for everybody running 1-4-6, it's going to be extremely difficult because you're basically making 2 reads and then you have a motion post. So you're going to stress the user back to the ISO side. You've got this inside guy that stresses the user, that forces your opponent to play underneath, and then you're going to be motioning out a post route that's going to have to be manually guarded. If they don't manually guard it, it's going to get open. So you see right here, boom, you just throw nice little diving catch. Right, so the post route's going to be open. Doesn't matter what the zone it is. It has to be manually guarded. The only exception to that is every once in a while, a mid-read will actually play it. Now, I say that because a non-base aligned mid-read sometimes plays just goofy. Sometimes it'll man up and like match all the way across the field. Other times it sits there and it does absolutely nothing. So you kind of just got to pay attention to that. Now, the fact that we are motioning the guy over means the mid-read should not play anything. So just wanted to get that out of the way. If you were just to hike it without it, the mid-read would probably follow over there, and sometimes it would actually play it, but like I said, that's here nor there. So basically what we're doing is we've got a 3-route little combination. You got this one to the left. You've got the hitch directly to the slot receiver right here to Edelman. And then you've got the motion post. So like no matter what your opponent is in, you're going to see that you're going to be able to just throw dots every single play. And it's going to be extremely difficult to blitz. So, like I said, you got those 3 reads. Now, like I said, you can also put this guy on a zig. So, if your opponent is running some sort of goofy little defense, you know, you could throw the zig to make sure you're attacking the flats to that right-hand side. But that previous play right there was just a perfect example of how zones will not be able to play the post route once it crosses the middle of the field, right? So, once again, don't know what coverage shell the defense is in right here, but you'll see he's in some sort of purple. Looks like a stock cover 3. So my guess is a purple. He's going to bite down and play the hitch. And what that's going to do is it leaves the post wide open in the middle of the field. So, as you can see, the play itself is just phenomenal right off the bat. Now, let's go ahead and talk about divide. So divide is a unique play because you have 2 routes that are extremely difficult to defend. You have this crossing route being ran by Edelman. That's really good. You can see it is different than the verticals one. It's not nearly as deep. This is the same type of crossing route that you see in like wide receiver post, which is also a really popular play in Gun Bunch out of West Coast. I also believe it's in Houston's playbook. So what we're going to do with this, though, is we're going to recreate that play. We're going to recreate wide receiver post by putting this outside left receiver on a post route. And then we can go ahead and do whatever we want, right? So we can block, you know, max protect the block the running back to the tight end. We're going to slant Dorsett, motion him across. So we'll do this right here. Hike while he's in set. You can just, well, I meant to lowball that and I didn't. So you would lowball the slant coming across the middle of the field. Let me go ahead and do it again. There you go, set up. Now it looks like it's going to be man coverage right here, so won't even have to really, as you can see, the motion slant is going to get open every single time they're in man coverage. They're going to have to manually guard that if it's man. So let's go ahead one more time. There we go. Now we know we're in some sort of zone right here. So you have the low ball to the slant, which is what I was trying to show in that first play. If they are not shaded underneath with hook zones, they're not going to have any shot of stopping the motion slant. They're going to have to manually guard it. Now, if they do manually guard it, what that means is that they have no shot of guarding the crossing route being ran by Edelman. So let me go ahead and try to showcase that to you. So you see right here, see Edelman just wide open behind the zones. Now, the reason that crossing route gets so open is because if they have a soft squat or any sort of match coverage, they're all going to run with this post route on this left-hand side. So that is why it is important to put the post out there by the, X receiver. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about with this play is if you're in some sort of zone, you can get really nice with it because you can also do the out route wheel combo. So it would look something like this, right? So you would just put Dorsett on an out route, you would motion him out, and then you would just hike the ball. Now, they're in man coverage right here, so I'm just going to dump it down to the drag. That that out route in combination with the tight end on the wheel is a dominant zone beater. So let's go ahead and see if I can get the defense into a zone. Go ahead, motion them out. No, looks like it's man coverage again. I might have to actually just audible to it myself. So we're going to go ahead, do it a couple more times just so I can show you how this works. basically what you'll want to do is you want to lowball the wheel route once it cuts up to the middle of the field. So you'll see here, and it's man once again. So I'm just going to throw the drag. Now I'm going to actually go over to a zone myself. So here we go. I'm going to audible to cover 3. So just to showcase this once again, you got the out route and the wheel. Now, here's that zone that I was talking about, right? I'm going to go to the instant replay to show you how this works. You have a two-way read with this. If they don't manually play the out route, you can just hike, throw the out route, right? So that's your first read. After that, though, if they have cloud flats or hard flats, anything like that, this tight end on the wheel route will be the one that is absolutely wide open right here. So now you see he gets bumped, and then it took a split second for this linebacker to get all the way out to the out route, which is why that wasn't as open as it could be. But that's why I said you've got the two-way read right there, because as soon as he goes to play that out route, you can see there's a wide open hole for you to hit right here. Now, in combination with that, you have the wheel or the crossing route going over the top. So it's a really good play in the sense that no matter what type of zone they are in, you're going to have options, right? So here's a cover 3 with clouds, right? So cover 3 with clouds right here. So you're going to motion them out. Boom. You can lowball that tight end route right there. And then this time I'm just going to show you how the crossing route works. So back to cover 3. Go back to divide, block the running back, out route the B receiver, motion him out. So you'll see he'll cross over right there to where you can trigger the little diving catch as well. So overall, the two plays are extremely good because they're unique in the sense that most people aren't used to facing them. So if you typically wanted a hitch route by that left receiver, what you would have to do is you would have to like come out in bunch like this, hitch the outside guy, then flip your play, right? But now any cover 2 is going to play Dorsett. It's going to play that hitch route. Whereas if you're just in spacing switch, the little angled route, that's now no longer going to get played by a cover 2. So just wanted to go ahead and break that down. I think it is a very slept on play that I think a lot of people should be using, especially guys in CFMs that are allowed to use custom playbooks, stuff like that. Or if you're just looking for a different way to run it, different way to run bunch, this is a great playbook. Like I said, because you are one click to the left away from trips tight end, which is, in my opinion, the hardest offense in Madden 20 to stop. So that's it. Nice little tip for you guys, I think. Wanted to just go ahead and drop it. I wanted to keep everything pretty unique, which I think is what I'm doing. So if you liked the video, if you want to see more content like this, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, leave comments in the little comment section. That way I can respond to you, get your guys' feedback, and see what you guys really want to see as the next type of video. So thank you guys for tuning in, and catch you next time.